Hello, I'm here on Shared Seat on this very busy Friday afternoon. There's a band behind me somewhere right opposite River Island. They're on a break, hence why I'm doing this video. Does anyone really believe new arrivals here in our city are sinking their roots deeper and deeper by the day? Tell their children and grandchildren Scout stories of sacrifice, struggles and tragedies. Does anyone really believe that? Does anyone really believe they discuss with their children, grandchildren, the Hillsborough tragedy, let's say? I'm sure some have a slight interest in it, but by and large, vast majority wouldn't. And why would they? Well, exactly. The culture they've brought with them, they haven't forsaken it, and they've no intention of ever forsaking it. So they have their own ways, beliefs, values. They have everything that is incompatible with ours. It's not the same. And so, like I say, why would they? Why would they be talking about Scout struggles, sacrifices and tragedies of the past? Why would they? Well, they wouldn't, right? So, other than the obvious impact cultural change is having on our city, or changing our unique Scout character and cultural identity, there's also other profound things that are happening, like our history. Our history will be changed. The more and more new arrivals that come into our city, different ways, beliefs, values, standards, and that are not embracing the Scouts fan, which is the vast majority, if you ask me, then the more and more our Scouts ways, beliefs, values, standards, history, heritage disappear. That is obvious. So you can see where Joe Owens is now coming from. You can see what I'm trying to convey here, right? Cultural change poses a long-term threat to our unique Scouts character, traditions and cultural identity. Also our history, heritage, Scout sacrifices, struggles, tragedies, all of it. Cultural change poses a long-term threat to it. Okay, Billy, an old friend of mine. So here is another reason, if another one is needed, why we all Scousers must oppose further cultural change, right? The new arrivals coming here, vast majority, are incompatible with our Scouts ways. They will not be passing on to their children and grandchildren sacrifices, struggles and tragedies of the past Scousers have had to endure. Right, in fact, the complete opposite. So you can see now, I hope you can anyway, where Joe Owens is coming from. Cultural change poses a long-term threat to our very existence as a Scout city. It's not Joe Owens having a go at anyone. Like I've said, a few new arrivals coming into the city wouldn't have mattered whether or not they cared about Scout sacrifices, struggles or tragedies of the past. It wouldn't matter because they're small in number. It wouldn't impact on the bigger Scouts community, but that's not what's happening. Too many are coming in, right? They're bringing different ways, beliefs, values, standards incompatible with our Scouts ways. And this poses a long-term threat to our very existence as a Scouts city. I hope I've conveyed that as best I could. Not easy, dodging in and out of people and whatever. But that's another reason, if one is even needed, why we must oppose further cultural change. And we oppose it at the next coming council elections. Don't know when they are next year, the year after, not quite sure. Find a candidate, reliable, credible, opposed to further cultural change, and give them your vote. Short of that, ladies and gentlemen, our city will change. Cultural change will sweep right across each Scouts neighbourhood as it's doing now. The politicians will stand by idly and let this happen. They have no intentions whatsoever of addressing it, let alone stopping it. I'd just like to know what's their answer going to be in 5 or 10 years' time when the city has dramatically changed. I wonder what they're going to say. We never saw it coming, you know. I just don't know, right? I just don't know. But like I've said, does anyone really believe new arrivals here in our city sinking their roots deeper and deeper, pushing their wage-based value standards, are talking to their children and grandchildren about Scouse tragedies, sacrifices, struggles? Does anyone really believe that? Highly unlikely. And that is why we need to oppose further cultural change. I'm going to go now, ladies and gentlemen. It's really getting busy. Remember, no to cultural change. Yes to Scouse pride. Shout it out loud, Scouse and proud. Okay, thank you.